I met a Gypsy.
Chase.
Jace, Gypsy Tales, Coop, we'll just go to you, mate. Congratulations, epic ride tonight. And it was an awesome podium speech from you, especially the line of getting a suite here, because it's crazy when a guy can be so good at a stadium even when you're not feeling it. And obviously you had to pull yourself out of a hole tonight, but if you have to just brainstorm on like why this place brings this out of you, like do you have any kind of feelings about why this building?
I don't know. You know, I think it's as a racer, we all have our spot where we just are good at, you know, and we're going to Eli's next week, you know, like we just gel with certain places and cities and stadiums. And for me, I always really like this dirt and how the track breaks down, and it's typically a bit tighter and just kind of fits my style. And like I said, I don't know if it was growing up racing spring nationals always in Texas, and just the people, the environment's great. So yeah, you know, I think that's just a little bit of it, is you just get those good feelings. And I mean, yeah, like even on the broadcast, it showed when I passed Kenny, and it was the closest race ever. And I think just that alone, like every time I see it, it's like, man, it just brings back a smile and just reminds me of like, hey, this is a great place, and I am a bad dude. So, like I said, it was much needed to pull myself out of the hole early as the day went on. But like I said, I never thought I would have won tonight, that's for sure. So I'm stoked I did.
And can you talk us through the mental process of digging yourself out of a hole on a day like today? And I think this year's is probably one of the hardest years to have a bad day, because you have a bad day today and it's like you are so far, not even off the pace, but there's just so many people in between you. It's such a huge gap to try and bridge.
It is, and I think for me, like, it was tough because I felt really good. You know, I thought, like, I went around and I do a lap and I'm like, oh, I'm on the board, and you're not even close. So that's tough. You know, if it's normally like, hey, I made mistakes or your bike setup's off, it's a lot easier to regroup. When you're just slow, it's not easy. So, you know, like you said, it's good to have a good group behind you and a lot of people that believe in you and just pull your head out of your ass sometimes.
Jeff, do you have another follow-up?
Jace, Gypsy Tales, Eli, this one's for you, mate. I'm going to definitely say that you're in beast mode tonight. The inside that you were talking about before the whoops, when you made the pass on Hunter Lawrence, you could literally hear your bike in the stadium over everybody else's bike. So when you're in that mode and you hit that kind of the state that you're in, what does that feel like? Does it feel different? Obviously, like arm pump, you can kind of imagine that feeling. But as a guy that rides myself, I cannot imagine being able to do the things on a motorcycle that you're doing when you're going from basically last to the podium, and to make a 450 just drown out 21 other motorcycles on a racetrack. Like, it is insane.
It's just, you find the right flow. So for whatever that is, if you have a couple of good turns, you know, on whatever track you're riding, and you have that flow, that feeling, and it's almost like things come easier and they come slower, you know. So it's when everything's working right and you can go in the places you want to go, and you got the flow. So and in that situation, I can just keep pushing, you know, the whole moto.
All right, Dan.
Tails, mate, Cameron, I'm stoked for you, bro. That was great to see you back on the podium, especially after what happened last weekend. I don't want to say too much, but I heard that you're carrying some injuries into this race. So I just think you're the guy that personifies like that warrior spirit that every dude at home that rides dirt bike knows how tough this sport is and how hard it is to be a dirt bike rider. But for you, with the injuries that you're kind of carrying through, how much has it been to rebound and get back up onto the podium?
It's been great. Like you said, this is kind of a warrior sport, and all these guys are just as much of warriors as me. Like, unfortunately, I've had to show it a little more. But yeah, coming into Detroit, I was pretty behind. I missed pretty much all of December riding and a good portion of January. So I was, I had a few weeks back on the bike, and having a heat win was nice, and then being involved in that first turn pile up. I messed my knee up pretty good there too, so I kind of had two nagging things, and those were a bit frustrating the last few weeks, but luckily we had 3 weeks off, and I rode one day last week, so it was just nice to have a pretty solid, consistent day. Did a lot of laps in practice, had a heat win, and then like Haiden talked about hitting his marks, like that was pretty much the key to this main event, because I think that I had maybe 3 moments that felt fairly significant, and like what happened to Austin, this track was gnarly, so like it can reach up and bite you, and you just really had to be locked in. So yeah, it was encouraging to have just a solid day after a pretty tough Detroit, and I'm just excited to keep building forward and building some strength back and getting some more time on the bike again.
Congrats, mate, and I got the Manscaped plugged if you need it, so just let me know.
They hit me up.
Oh, did they actually hit you up after it?
Yeah, they did, but I just...
you were pretty clean, though, like, not that I saw any, but, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to... It's not my brand, but I can't run from it either.
Haiden, so I guess you're a big proponent of mental strength, and you really pride yourself on the mental side of this game. So you go back to the preseason, you get hurt, you miss a lot of the preseason, then you basically crash out of the first race. Essentially, we've not seen many dudes win a championship. It can be done, but not many guys have done it. So at any point in this process, did any doubt creep in? And what are you thinking? What process are you going through to try and like eliminate that? And then on a night like this, you win the main event, the first chance you really got at it, does it kind of just solidify, like, I'm doing every bit of mental work I'm doing is going right?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes in your head, you're like, oh, dude, maybe this championship's over. And then I walk out my door and look at my goals, and I'm like, no, it ain't. You know, we got to get back to work. And it's only the first round. I got plenty of time. And, like, dude, after this round, I'm 7 points behind the lead. Like, if I would have got that at the first round, I would have been happy with it. To have it at the second round, 7 points behind the red plate, that's nice. I'm happy with that. We can build from that. But, yeah, I mean, I have a dream, and I'm chasing it, and I'm trying to, get there quick.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.